Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Yeah, it is time for yet another daily dose of Dismal Disney. We're going to talk about the proxy war. We're going to talk about some of the other activist investors that are going against Disney, including Blackwell's Capital. They think that Disney needs to lean into AI more. Maybe AI can come up with better ideas.
Well, they were kidding, I thought.
Their creatives. They're going to talk about it, but I don't think that the people working at Disney right now are going to like that. They're like, oh yeah, Disney needs to be doing a lot more with AI than they are. Ha 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 ha. And also you need to improve your parks. I think that's a duh, right? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk more about Nelson Peltz, who's in Trian Group. That's another group. There are two different groups, not just one group against Disney. We actually have two different groups, and they have two very different ideas about what it's going to take to fix the Walt Disney Company. We're going to talk about both those groups, what's going on, and how Disney is attempting to control the narrative. Disney is basically prematurely getting the media to say, hey, we won, guys. It's all cool here. They did this with the Don't Say Gay bill.
Yeah, they're basically just trying to, they were, when we're going to talk about one place, they actually say whoever controls the narrative will win. And if you look into the narrative, it already is, oh, well, Peltz can't win. Peltz can't win. They didn't even bother mentioning Blackwell's. Peltz can't win, even though no one's backing him. But that's not true. They
did this with Reedy Creek. They said it was impossible for Reedy Creek to be taken from them. And yet it was taken from them. Well, that's okay. We'll get it back. We'll go to the courts. We'll get it back. No, you don't get it back. So, I mean, they're very good at spinning a story, but
doesn't mean it's the reality.
Doesn't mean it's a reality. So Disney, you're telling fairy tales again. So let's get into this. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out and check out the audio versions of Clownfish TV on Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts. We have multiple Clownfish TV podcasts out there. We're going to be bringing back Pirates and Princesses and also bringing back Derezzed, which is going to be interviews and stuff. So lots of podcasts coming. Go out and subscribe. Make sure you don't miss an episode. Let's talk about this. The Hollywood Reporter. Disney activist investor. Studio should embrace AI to create characters and improve their parks. So it's pretty sad that you need AI to do that, right?
Well, they're not doing it themselves.
So. I know, right? So this is a Blackwell's Capital. They said they're campaigning for board seats. Their ideas again are very different than Nelson Peltz's.
Yes, they want to split the company in different companies. And
yeah, it's weird. Like I'm like, are you just running as like a joke to like throw a wrench into Peltz? Because like none of the stuff that they're proposing is viable. But yeah, they unveiled their vision statement on Monday. Disney should release AI-generated Hollywood movies to realize its true shareholder value. A technology vision statement from Blackwell's Capital said Disney should be dominating in the field of spatial computing and AI. Few companies have the potential of Disney to synthesize these revolutionary technologies and relate them to consumers with the impact and ROI that Disney can. I'm sure the few remaining people that they have at Disney that are creative are just going to love that.
Well, I'm sure a lot of their fans are just going to love that too, because a lot of people are against AI.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. So Blackwell said that they're calling for a technology reimagineering at Disney in a video statement posted to YouTube. Disney will never be valued as a technology company so long as it does not think like a technology company. They already think they are. That's part of the problem. They're like, oh, we're going to get into streaming. We're going to get into the metaverse with Fortnite.
Yeah, I know, right?
So yeah, they said that, okay, get this. They said their plan would include ChatGPT's artificial intelligence tools used to create Disney.
They're kidding.
No, to use them to create Disney characters and AI assistants to help plan and navigate park visits, including help with crowd control and patrons reserving rides.
I don't want AI to. Okay, look. The problem isn't that they can't. The problem is that they're overselling Genie Plus because it makes them a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why. And they're using Genie Plus and that. I mean, they used to Fast Pass Plus too to try to get people to go different places so they can control where they're going. So let's open more Genie Pluses to get people to another part of the park. That's what they'll do.
Yeah.
But you don't need an AI for that.
No, I mean, it's just like, I can't believe. But they're basically, what they're saying in a roundabout way is Disney creatives do not have the capability of making exciting new characters or working on the parks. You need AI to do this for you.
Well, like, here's wait. He also argued that Sullivan, who would do the Hollywood, the ChatGPT, should introduce a chief technology officer to which all studio divisions, including Disney Entertainment, ESPN, and theme parks, have to report into. That would enable Disney to build out of a native technology stack that underpins all efforts of the corporation.
That's the stupidest damn thing. Like, they want to turn. So this other group, this isn't Tryon. Tryon is Nelson Peltz, and he's got Jay Rasulo on his side. Jay Rasulo was the CFO of Disney.
But did you see the next paragraph?
No.
The Blackwell's exec also reiterated other activist investor Nelson Peltz and his Tryon partners, who is also lobbying shareholders to sway their votes at the upcoming shareholder meeting, should be dismissed so Disney can avoid being corrupted by flip-flopping personal vendettas and a lack of qualification.
So
says the person who wants to just turn it all into AI and split it in a different company.
They want to. So this is what's going to get this. So this Blackwell's, I think, could hurt Nelson Peltz's chance, because I think people are going to look at Blackwell, confuse it with what Tryon Group wants to do, which is basically try to roll Disney back to what it used to be. And no, they definitely have experience. Maybe Nelson Peltz himself doesn't, but Jay Rasulo has years of experience.
They're talking like he wants to get it profitable again and cut costs. That's what they're talking about. These guys are talking they're going to split the company up and they're going to put AI. And other than that Shell, was it Jessica Shell? The other ones I don't think have qualifications to be on the board anyway.
No, they're the ones that want to split Disney into multiple parts. They want to have a tech division of Disney. They want to have.
One guy wants to use it because he has the REIT for
the hotels and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, they want to, what they wanted to do is they wanted to split Disney into like a technology company, a real estate company, and then the studio side.
Yeah, no.
And they basically have one person that specializes in each one of those things.
It just happens to
oversee all of that. And that's freaking stupid. Jessica Shell I would take because she actually worked at HBO and at Universal, and she's got studio experience. She makes sense. Those other two don't make any sense. But the fact that they came out like, I mean, like you're talking about Disney. And they're already getting in trouble for using AI. They're already getting in trouble for, outsourcing stuff. And now they're talking they're going to outsource more of their animation, and then to have these people come in and be like, you know what? Let's just use AI to create Disney characters.
Let's just use AI for everything and put one of our people in charge of it, because we know what we're doing.
In charge.
It's okay. First of all, it's an all new something that we're just starting to get into, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to base everything on this. That might be completely different or might have rules against it here in a few years. And you're going to restructure the company for that so you guys can get in. And then you're like, we want to do it, that we should do that, but we're Peltz and them who just, don't want to do that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm starting to wonder if they already did this, because a lot of people were joking that Wish was kind of like a Disney princess movie created by AI.
It probably was.
It was
I'm sure they're going to do it either way.
Oh, they're going to do it. Yeah.
But I'm just like, okay, making prompts for scripts and characters, maybe. But I'm not sure how that would mean that you should be on the board for that. You know what I mean?
So stupid. Oh, so our plan is we're going to use ChatGPT. This is like
that's the plan. ChatGPT.
That's like BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed was like, well, our plan for BuzzFeed to monetize BuzzFeed is to put these Amazon referral links into our articles.
At this point, your best bet is either, to vote Peltz, the Tryon partners in, or to keep it as is before you go Blackwell's.
Yeah, that is just freaking
They're
stupid.
Green. So don't vote green.
Don't vote green.
Green is not the color of money in this instance.
No, it's anti-money. That's freaking stupid. Now, Disney, they're going to use it regardless. They're going to use it, but like, you don't want to broadcast, hey, our plan's just to use ChatGPT for everything. That's creative. I'm like, God, Walt is like spinning so fast in his grave.
He's been, though. At this point, he's used to it.
It's like there's going to be a volcano erupting above the cemetery here.
So now Disney is in a place where they're going to do everything they can to try to control the narrative. Yeah. All right. He who controls the narrative controls, the power. And they're going to try to do this now. So now you're seeing all these articles again, like, oh, Peltz is an idiot. He can't win and all this other stuff. And that's what happened here. LA Times, activist investors behind Disney's boardroom drama, but he faces long odds. Because they're talking about how, well, after after a year that they saw the entertainment giant buffeted by Hollywood strikes, major layoffs, and stock price stumbles, the earnings report and several headline-making announcements sent Disney shares soaring, achieving the stock's best day on Wall Street in 3 years. Okay, that's your win, that's your flex. It's the best day in 3 years. And the strong showing appeared to deflate his efforts because, everybody's excited about what Disney did. And Peltz addressed it. It was spaghetti on the wall, and he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong at all.
Pulled the stuff out of your butt to try to keep yourself in there. Two of the announcements, the sports channel thing and the Epic Games thing, they don't even know if those will go through. They're not even finished yet. The only one that's probably going to be okay and go through is the Taylor Swift concert thing, because it's signing off with her. But the other ones, especially the 3 channels for sports, have to go through different things to make sure they can even be approved. And again, if Disney had the power to do this at any given time, why was that the best stock day in 3 years? Why didn't they do something sooner?
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, that's it. Because people were excited at the prospect of things actually changing at Disney, but the stock's not. It's going down again.
So they are going down again. The LA Times is already starting to. Peltz can't win. Everybody's happy now, so he should just go away.
Well, again, this is exactly what happened with Reedy Creek. Remember, all the media outlets were like, oh, that's stupid. Nobody can take Reedy Creek away. DeSantis is overstepping. There's no way. That's not legal. It's not going to happen. It happened. Well, that's okay. Disney will just go to the courts and they'll get reversed because they're Disney and they know what's best for Florida. And it's like, nope, they didn't get reversed either. So what I'm saying? Like, it is all about trying to get the support of the general public. Like, oh, look they're all picking on Mickey Mouse. You don't like it when they're picking on Mickey Mouse. They keep putting all these articles out like, oh, he can't win, thinking that anybody has stocks that's going to vote for the board because they can't win. But they continue. Peltz 281. Iger's in the 70s. So what? Yeah. It was also described, talk about how he was described. They say he refused to back down. Within days, the investor was throwing shade on Iger and Disney board and criticizing their plans to move the company forward, vowing to continue its proxy fight against Disney. His second in less than a year. Yeah. Who is this author? Do we even know? Who was it? Stacy. Okay, Stacy. Yeah, here's the thing. He backed down last time because Bob Iger said he was going to fix it, and he thought his plan sounded good. So it's not like he's just there to be picking on poor Bob Iger. When Iger did something last time, he said he was going to do something last time. He's like, okay, we'll wait and see. I won't do it. He didn't. He threatened the proxy fight. He didn't do one last time. It didn't get that far. He backed down. I mean, he started, but it backed down because Bob Iger made changes. He thought, we'll wait and see. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he's just going out picking on poor Bob Iger. Okay, that's not what you're making it sound that way. Yeah. But that's not the second in less than a year. That's true-ish, but not exactly the whole truth. There's Stacy. Truth adjacent. No, because you can tell when they put somebody's age in there, a lot of times the reason that they do that is they're trying to be like, oh, look how old and feeble he is. Look how old. He's just too old. I'm like, well, meanwhile, in the White House.
I know, right? They're talking about, it sounds like a State of the Union speech and all that. And they said that, he has a history of waging vitriolic battles with major companies. But then other people, the one other guy, Jim Cramer, said he's been talking to the CEOs that Peltz is on their board. And they said he did a good job.
Yeah.
So which is it, Stacy? If we can't agree on the problem, we go to war. Well, somebody needs to kick these people in the ass.
Yeah, that's the thing. Disney, look, if you want to talk about the general public, I mean, the brand is damaged. Like, there are multiple articles written over the last couple of years about how damaged the Disney brand is. And now they basically had a reprieve. They had a year to get their shit together. And
they didn't.
They didn't. So here we go.
And so Stacey has to bring this guy up that Nell Minow, a shareholders' rights activist and value edge advisor, said, I see no indication of widespread shareholder support for what he's doing. The first thing you have to do is you got to find a target that everybody's mad at you, and you don't have enough people that are mad at Disney. Bullshit.
That is bullshit. Actually, the decline of Disney, the reason that these videos do so well is that the general public is sick and tired of Disney. One, they own everything, but they're running everything into the ground.
Right. Bullshit that people it doesn't have the support, because meanwhile on CNBC, besides the Jim Cramer, which we're going to talk about in a minute, we had, I can't remember who it was Moffat or Nathanson, one of them was on there, and they were talking about it, and he was basically like, well, they think that they're not they're not doing what they should with Disney Plus, and they have a lot of brands, and it should be valued much higher, and it's being controlled, I guess, not controlled fairly or right. And he's like, it needs to be fixed. And he kind of wasn't disagreeing with Peltz. He actually kind of was siding with Peltz. And then we had Jim Cramer talking about it. We did the video yesterday talking about how he's on this big investment club, lot of control there. And he's saying he's voting blue.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. One thing I did not bring up yesterday is, I guess, the amount of influence that Jim Cramer has. Now, I've had people in the comments are like, well, if Jim Cramer says do something, then do the opposite because he doesn't always give good advice. But a lot of people, regardless of whether or not his advice is good, a lot of people listen to him and they talk about the Cramer bounce, which is if he recommends a stock or tells people to dump a stock, it has a noticeable impact on the market, and Disney stock is down. And this
yeah,
is
but he's
after
not telling them to dump it. He's just saying vote blue.
Right. But I think people are like, oh, crap. Well, if Jim Cramer is telling, people that like he doesn't see a future and we think that like Disney's not going to change, then crap, So
that's not what he's saying. He's basically saying, but he's saying though, he's like, he sees a future if things change.
Yeah, but people might be worried it's not going to change. Because the thing is, a lot of people that own Disney stock, let's be honest, they're pixie dusters. Like some people that own Disney stock, they don't own any other stock. They just own Disney stock. And they're going to vote for Disney because it's the bestest thing ever. And they don't want anything to change. It's all magical. Everything's magical.
And it might not change. It might still stay the same, which is probably the worst thing for it because then they got another reprieve and they'll just, mismanage it again for another year and fuck it all up. But this whole idea that no one's siding with anybody other than Disney company is not true, Stacey. That's not true. And it's not true. You're just trying to do what all the other media outlets are doing and trying to show for Disney.
Yep.
And they said Peltz didn't give comment. Of course not, because what good is it going to do? Stacey already has her mind made up what's what. But spokesman for Disney declined comment beyond the proxy statements of the company.
They want to make sure that they keep their media access because the LA Times got shut out before, remember, when they were critical of what they were doing at Disneyland with the parking garage or something, or with the hotel or whatever the deal was.
But they got shut out of movie access because of it. It's just stupid. And then they're talking about petty wars. Bob Iger, there's an example right there, pettiness. The LA Times didn't say what they wanted him to say, so they didn't let him have media access for a while. You want to talk about pettiness? Or the fact that, as soon as, I've mentioned this before, like Perlmutter's after, trying to get revenge. No, Iger did it first. Because Perlmutter backed Peltz the first time, and as soon as Peltz backed down, they fired Perlmutter.
Yeah.
So Iger did it first.
I think a lot of this is political because every time Ike Perlmutter comes up in, at least like on the comic book websites, they like to remind you that he's friends with Donald Trump.
I don't care. Does it?
But no, I'm just saying.
I care about. I know, but all I care about is it profitable? Is it doing well? Is it a healthy company? Is it making good movies?
No.
Is it making successful movies? Is it going to be a good theme park experience if I go? I understand it's a little pricier, but is it worth the money? The answer is no to most everything.
When they're suggesting, I mean, it's pretty bad though when you've got another investment group saying, hey, Disney would be better off just having bots come up with all the ideas.
Because they're not good enough.
That's how we're going to be profitable is the robots can come up with the characters and they can fix the theme parks because the people you have aren't doing it.
That's true.
That's not exactly a vote of confidence.
No. But the thing is, and it's not just like last time where it was just one group. Now we have, technically there's three. There's the Blackwells, they're going after them, Triumph Partners. Now Value Act Capital also went after them, but Disney just made a little deal on the side with them to shut them up and have them help them.
Yeah.
Like to join their board to have them guide them so that they can get rid of a third group. Because they put them under their control, because it's better to control them than have them against you.
Yeah.
So there's three groups saying Disney wasn't where it should be. Three. You could dismiss one. Three. And now we're down to two because one sided with Disney after they got a special deal, which Blackwells aren't happy about. I don't blame them. I don't think it's right that their investment company gets inside information.
No.
I don't disagree with Blackwells on that.
I'm just worried because the best chance for change, in my opinion, is Triumph Group is Peltz and Rasulo, especially Rasulo.
Best chance for change is change.
Yeah, but now because it's split in so many different directions, I think people are going to be confused. They're either going to vote for the wrong people or they're just going to be like, screw it, we'll just keep Disney intact because at least it's disappointing, but I know what I'm getting.
Well, it's really confusing too because you're telling them to vote blue, and they're all like, "No, I only vote red." It's like, red isn't one of your choices.
No,
it's green for Blackwells, blue for Triumph, and white for status quo Disney. And nothing has been changing. And even when they promise to make changes, they do some things, but in other ways, it's gotten worse. And they aren't catching up like they should be. And these off the hip quick announcements were clearly thrown together. What a razzle dazzle. They do this every time there's any threat. Razzle dazzle. And then, Moana 2 magically appears, even though it was a show.
What would be funny is if they were like, if like 5 minutes before that investor call. If Bob Iger's sitting in his laptop and is like, okay, Chat GPT, what do I need to tell these guys to get them exciting? Hello! You can try telling them about the magic that Disney has in store for them, like a Moana 2. Oh, yeah, we can do Moana 2. Okay, and you know what's popular with the kids? Yeah, Taylor Swift and Fortnite. Yeah, great, Chat GPT. I can do that.
He said they would have done it more than a few minutes before. They would have done it like 2 months out because they suddenly pulled all this stuff out of their ass when they were backs against the wall and they know they're probably going to get ousted.
Quick, Chat GPT, generate a business plan for me.
Make a video and put it up so we can say with Ludwig von Drake. Yeah, we never see him enough, but he looks like a smart.
He looks like he's smart. Yeah, because he's a scientist, and that means he's smart. We trust
scientists.
We trust the science,
especially after COVID.
Follow the science. Yeah, there we go, guys. That's like, geez. Well, yeah. If you listen to Ludwig von Drake, you're gonna kill the company. So,
I'm just like, something has to change, and I don't think Peltz is like the best thing ever. However, I do like Jay Rasulo, and I think that they have the best shot at making some changes and maybe offering suggestions. Now, there's other board members, so it doesn't mean just because they say it, it's going to be so. But there's a better shot that way, because the way it's going now is they're all a bunch of yes people for Iger, and Iger has done a bang up job of running the company further into the ground than Chapek did.
Yeah.
Because it's all shit runs downhill, and it's all results of his bad choices from when he was there.
I think what happened was he bought pre-existing companies that had functional management and they could coast for a while. But once you got rid of some of the people that made things go, or your deals ran out at Marvel with Robert Downey Jr. and stuff, then everything kind of came off the rails.
Perlmutter was kind of behind a lot of the plans.
Perlmutter he was there.
In charge. I mean, doesn't mean he was the one making all the plans, but he was overseeing the plans.
Daredevil
was him or not.
Daredevil was him and Jeff Loeb. And I mean, yeah, the Inhumans, that was a terrible,
that was bad.
Terrible decision.
That was one bad decision among several good ones.
Yeah.
And, they clearly had a plan when he was there that, since they've run through the plan, but they probably got when they bought Marvel, the new stuff isn't good. Let's be honest. And then have him over at Pixar. John Lasseter was pretty much what was making it good. As soon as Lasseter's gone, all the plans associated with Lasseter through and done. Now it's in the shithole.
Yeah. So, and you can see it. You can see what happens when Disney is left to its own devices without having.
Let me start on Star Wars.
Competent people in charge. Like
they never started out with competent people.
No, they never. Star Wars.
That was their problem number one.
Forget that. But like Marvel, they had a plan that was outlined when Perlmutter was still there, and they had Robert Downey Jr. and all the guys that were in the Avengers. And then once that ran out, now you're seeing what we're getting now. Phase 4 and Phase 5 is finally Disney Marvel. The other Marvel that we got that started at Paramount, and they had a plan. And that plan was laid out years ago. Same with Pixar. Lasseter, most of the Pixar movies, the first 20 years, that was like one meeting that they had. They always tell that story where they had a whole bunch of ideas for a bunch of different movies. And then once that plan ran out and Lasseter was out the door, well, now they're just flailing.
Yeah.
So Iger himself is not a creative person. I don't think has any business running the company, but whatever. We'll see what happens.
Yep. So
replace them with a bot. Nobody will know the difference.
But the media, the narrative is they're trying to control the narrative, and that's why they're all running. Oh, he can't win. He can't win. He's terrible. He can't win. It's all vendetta. He can't win. And it's like, and he might not be able to win because it's an uphill battle. I'm not gonna lie, but it's like the media is definitely trying to sow the seeds of doubt to keep the status quo.
Yeah.
And it's like, but something has to change. And maybe hopefully that since they had 3 groups come out on this time, if they stay in, they'll actually get off their ass and do something. But I don't have high hopes for it because they're too busy trying to appease this group and do that over here and save money. The whole thing's about saving money. 60 billion investitures for parks. Bullshit. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. They might have it earmarked for the parks, but they'll divert it to something else, probably.
I've seen it before.
I mean, everything that they have right now, like that much money, you could build a whole nother gate.
That's true. And the thing is, but I was thinking that the other things they're needing to fix too is like Disney Plus, and it's like, well, they had a show coming for Disney Plus that was Moana. Basically, it's going to be the Moana 2 movie, and that might have done well for Disney Plus and helped them. Nope, you diverted that to a film to razzle dazzle investors. It's all about diversion and razzle dazzle bullshit.
Sleight of hand.
So we're going to wrap it up.
We're going to wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.